He told the police exactly how many people he planned to kill. He told them how he would do it. He even told them where. And then he disappeared. For over 5 decades, one of the most brazen killers in American history has remained completely unidentified. He sent letters to the police. He sent them to newspapers. He sent coded messages that took 60 years to crack, and he was never caught. This is the story of the Zodiac Killer. It was the summer of 1968, Northern California, wine country, weekend drives through rolling hills, lovers' lands lit by summer stars. It was the kind of place where people parked their cars at night and felt safe, until they didn't. On December 20th, 1968, 2 teenagers, David Faraday and Betty Lou Jensen, pulled off Lake Herman Road near Benicia, California. A normal Friday night. David was 17. Betty Lou was 16. They had no reason to believe that night would end any differently than it began. They were found shortly before midnight, shot. David at the car, Betty Lou a few feet away, as if she had tried to run. Police had no motive, no witnesses, no suspect. They had nothing. 7 months later, it happened again. Another couple, another parking spot, 2 more victims, both survived, but only barely. And then the letters began. On August 1st, 1969, 3 newspapers in the San Francisco Bay Area received almost identical letters. Each one claimed responsibility for the murders. Each one included a piece of an encrypted message, and each one came with a demand. Print this cipher on your front page, or I will kill again. The newspapers published them. The killer was pleased. He wrote back, "I like killing people because it is so much fun. It is more fun than killing wild game in the forest. Man is the most dangerous animal of all." He signed the letter with a symbol, a circle, a crosshair, the symbol of the Zodiac. Investigators scrambled. The ciphers were sent to cryptographers, to the NSA, to amateur codebreakers across the country. One cipher, 340 characters long, would remain unsolved for 51 years. But it was what the Zodiac said outside his ciphers that sent the whole region into panic. "By the end of October, I shall have killed over a dozen people." He told them about bombs. He told them about school buses. He told them he was collecting slaves for the afterlife. The police had no idea if any of it was real. And that's exactly what he wanted. Now here's what most people miss about this case. Most killers hide. They destroy evidence. They avoid the press. They go quiet. The Zodiac did the opposite. He called a radio station, live, on air. He taunted investigators by name. He sent a piece of a victim's shirt to prove he was who he said he was. He wanted to be seen. He wanted to be feared. And he wanted everyone to know that no one could stop him. By 1969, the entire Bay Area was living under a shadow. People avoided parking alone at night. Couples stayed home. Parents walked their children to school. A city of millions was afraid of one man, a man no one had ever seen. Investigators had hundreds of leads. They interviewed thousands of people. They cross-referenced handwriting, shoe sizes, blood types. And then, one name kept coming up: Arthur Lee Allen. Allen was a school teacher from Vallejo, California. He had no alibi for the nights of the murders. He wore a Zodiac brand watch. He told a friend months before the letters appeared that he fantasized about hunting human beings.
Investigators searched his home. They found knives. They found disturbing materials. They found enough to make every detective on the case believe they had their man. But they couldn't prove it. The handwriting didn't match. The fingerprints didn't match. And in 1992, Arthur Lee Allen died. A few months later, DNA evidence was extracted from the letters. It didn't match Allen. The prime suspect for 20 years was almost certainly the wrong man. Other names emerged: Lawrence Kane, Richard Gajkowski, Gary Francis Post. Each one had evidence that seemed compelling. Each one had evidence that fell apart. In 2021, a private group called the Codebreakers announced they had identified the Zodiac. They named Gary Francis Post, a deceased Air Force veteran. They cited scars, anagram ciphers, and photographic evidence. The FBI did not confirm the finding. The case remains officially open.
For 51 years, one cipher sat unsolved. 340 characters, encrypted in a method so complex it had defeated professional cryptographers for half a century. In December 2020, a team of 3 amateur codebreakers from the United States, Australia, and Belgium cracked it. Working together online, using software, spending years on something the government had given up on. What the cipher said was chilling. I hope you are having lots of fun in trying to catch me. I am not afraid of the gas chamber because it will send me to paradise all the sooner. Because I now have enough slaves to work for me. Misspellings, rambling, a man who believed in his own mythology, but most importantly, no name, no location, no clue to his identity. The cipher that was supposed to reveal everything revealed nothing new, just more darkness, just more distance, just one more door that opened onto another door. Then something strange happened. He stopped. After years of letters, taunts, and ciphers, the Zodiac went silent. The last confirmed letter arrived in 1974, a postcard complaining about a film review, followed by nothing. Investigators weren't sure if he had died, or moved, or simply decided he was done. Some believe the Zodiac continued killing under a different name in a different city with no letters to announce himself. Some believe he was never more than one person with a few guns and a typewriter who got lucky. Some believe he is still alive. In a 2023 interview, a surviving victim, Brian Hartnell, who was stabbed but lived, said he still wonders if the man who attacked him ever faced any consequences at all. I hope he did, he said, but I doubt it. As of today, the Zodiac Killer has never been identified. No arrest, no confession, no deathbed revelation. The confirmed victim count is 5. The Zodiac himself claimed 37. The actual number may never be known. He operated in a world without DNA databases, without facial recognition, without the kind of digital trail that makes it nearly impossible to disappear today. He exploited every gap the system had, and when the system caught up, he was already gone. What we're left with is this: a killer who wanted to be famous and got his wish. A city that was terrorized for years and never got answers. A file that is still open in at least 4 California jurisdictions. Some cold cases get solved. The Golden State Killer was caught at 72. BTK was arrested 30 years after his last known murder. It's not impossible, but 56 years is a long time. And somewhere out there, either in a grave or in a house or in a care home with a television on the wall, the Zodiac Killer knows exactly who he is. Who do you think he was? Drop your theory in the comments. I read every single one.